Accompaniments. An accompaniment is the collective term used for the things that are added to or brought with coffee, such as milk, sugar, biscuits, and other sweet treats that add another element to the coffee service that you are delivering to your guests. We need to be very aware when placing any of these accompaniments down on the table. We need to be aware of their placement, being sure not to obstruct anything on the table, but also placing it in a position where it is in easy reach for our guests. Normally, the handles of the accompaniments that we are serving should face the guest's right hand, and any specific accompaniments that we serve should be served appropriately with the correct cutlery. For instance, there is no use delivering a sugar bowl to the table without a sugar spoon. We have discussed milk in detail in the previous lessons, so now let's have a look at sugar and the sweetener as an accompaniment to coffee. Sugars and sweeteners. Sugar is a sweet crystalline substance obtained from various plants, most commonly sugar cane and sugar beet. Sugar is used to sweeten food and beverages all around the world. Generally, there will be 3 types of sugar available to guests: white sugar, brown sugar, and sweeteners. These will either be in the form of sugar cubes, sugar sticks, granular or grains of sugar, or in packets. White sugar is commonly known as sucrose. This is a highly refined and quite chemical product. Brown sugar is sucrose with a small amount of molasses present. This helps to give the sugar its brown color. Then there is sweetener, the artificial sweetener. This is a synthetic sugar substitute, making food and beverages taste sweet, but without the added calories. Artificial sweeteners are also known as intense sweeteners because they are often many times sweeter than regular sugar. Any of the sugars that we serve to our guests need to be neatly displayed in spotless, unchipped containers. Sugar pots with granular sugar should contain no lumps and should be provided with a polished teaspoon. When we serve sugar cubes, we need to provide them with sugar tongs. Another natural sweetener that guests may enjoy with their hot beverages is honey. Be sure to have this ready, available, and neatly presented at your establishment in case a guest requests it. Some guests may feel that a small biscuit, a bonbon, or a sweet treat served with a hot cup of coffee helps to top it off perfectly. Let's have a look at these tasty accompaniments and be sure to find out what your establishment's standard is for tea and coffee service. Biscuits. A biscuit is typically a small, round cake of bread that is given to our guests as a complimentary treat for them to enjoy with their coffee. If it is a standard at your establishment, ensure that the kitchen has prepared these biscuits before the start of service, as well as asking the bakers questions about the biscuits, so that if your guest is to ask you about them, you have knowledge about what the biscuit is. Never serve a biscuit that has been around for too long, as they get stale and soft very quickly, and the guest will pick it up immediately. Bonbons and other sweet treats. A bonbon is a piece of candy, often covered in chocolate, that can be served with a cup of coffee or tea. Other sweet treats such as chocolates, ganaches, fudge, Turkish delight, or any other type of small sweet delicacy needs to be beautifully presented on a board or tray as shown here, or perhaps on the saucer with the coffee cup. Just be aware that the heat from the hot cup of coffee can often melt the chocolate, and some other bonbons may begin to melt if we serve them too close to the cup. Finally, chocolate powder. Professionally decorating a cup of coffee is always welcomed, and a hint of chocolate powder added to the foamed milk will often be thoroughly enjoyed by your guests. So be sure to know what the standard is at your establishment for placing a sprinkle, a dusting, or a line of chocolate powder on top of your coffee, as well as which coffees require this and which do not. Remember that this is an accompaniment for garnishing detail and should not be added in such quantities that it becomes a key ingredient in the coffee that you have made. Good luck at delivering flawless coffee service and exceeding your guests' expectations every time.